where it's going. Yeah, I'm back. It's really a weird way to do it, but I mean, it gets the job done. Anyways. Yeah. The music for this game is really good too, so I want to keep it up. Okay. I know what I'm gonna go for. Vortex. You know, I'll read out like the first couple things. I'll just explain. Basically, as you can see, Vortex, I can charge it, and it's a black hole basically. And as you can see, I'm taking constant damage while charging this. So if I didn't let it go right then and there, it would have killed me. And it does take a little bit of my velocity into its speed. I take Halo mostly because it gets the color to what I want. Most of the shields aren't too meaningful, especially with one of the upgrades I normally take with this. Make it so that my shields take just as much damage as my main body when I take damage. Not just as much, but like still, it makes them both take damage at the same time. Meaning I am not going to have my shield up for nearly as much time as normal. So yeah. And then basically for this to work and be effective, you basically need Firefly. Just because the self-damage resistance, and also those thrusters let you get some damage in while you're healing. So like as you can see, he didn't even get to fire off. And now we get into the fun. I think I'm just gonna work on shield. Because, like I said, one of the upgrades I can take will make it so that my shield takes damage when my health takes damage, which splits the damage, meaning it's a little bit easier to survive with it. But, yeah. It's still a really difficult build to get set up. Ooh. Yeah, so there are a few things that come with having a maxed out save file. And that is these. Now some of these are pretty powerful. Now you can't see what they do, but I know a rough idea of what some of them do. Singular Strike is a bit of a funny one. And here, when it comes up, I'll show you what it can do. And then I'll show you here. Yeah. So Singular Strike. First of all, let's look at this. Rate of here at the bottom. Modifiers to blast radius, weapon projectile size, and rate of fire affect charge rate. Meaning, if it has a bigger blast radius, bigger projectile size, and faster rate of fire, I charge much faster. So this, increasing blast radius and projectile size, increases it by quite a bit. Now Juggernaut on its own doesn't quite do this. However, it does give me more health to work with. But Singular Strike, just like on its own, gives me 15% bonus projectile and blast radius size. And then, each projectile that I get through some of the other upgrades, like the one that had 3, volley, they all get fused into my one, adding 50% of its damage, and increasing the size and blast radius with diminishing returns, of course, and does very it's offset, but it decreases the rate of fire by a little bit. But I'm just gonna take that just because of the pure amount of health it gives me, because like now I'm sitting at like 145 health, and I don't have the thing that makes it take shield and health at the same time at that lower amounts. So having a lot more health at the start is just more useful. As you can see, with just me just sitting here and just doing that to the boss. Yes, eat volley. So if I get the thing that lets me if I get single strike, then that's just insane. Because all of those give me a ton of damage, blast radius, and projectile size. And here is how I unlock the thing. Oh, Alright. Yeah, it's a little bit difficult to get it set up. It's especially because of just the fact that it takes health. So how about my other favorite build? This one is a bit more immediately powerful, but it's just not quite as fun. I mean, it's definitely fun, but not as rewarding to pull it off, because there's no real risk unless you make yourself have risk. Which, like, yes, you could take the upgrade that makes you have a lot of risk using this thing, but, like, why would you do that? Anyways, I think just having a lot of shield is good. You know, I probably should take reflect when dealing with the like jeez, I hate these guys because they deal so much damage because their attacks are lingering instead of just being one strike. Anyways, yeah. So just quickly getting this set up. What was those flashes? Anyways, yeah. Now, the rail cannon actually takes a lot of your velocity into account when dealing damage, so like running into your enemy's head first while shooting is a viable strategy. Alright. And also when the thing shows up, I'll show you what makes this weapon have risk. And I'll show you what makes this weapon strong, which I'll just show right here. Barrage. Now, each weapon technically does it the same, but not all weapons work the same. Like there's the EMP blast, which has a few projectiles that it fires, and all that. Alright, hold on, give me a second. Alright, yeah. So like there's an EMP blast that fires like it has the full radius attack, and then it has a 240-degree cone of like projectiles like with this. And the thing is, because of the way it works, it's those extra projectiles in the 240-degree cone that are dealt with barrage, and I'll show you how barrage works when I can. And yes, you can have a bunch of projectiles on your rail cannon for some reason. Yeah. Anyways, snipe. What I went for with velocity is calibrate, because that increases the velocity of the weapon, as well as targeting. So with more projectiles, it's a smaller cone. But the added velocity with this is good too. Just gives me more damage as well. Yeah. This one. Not a fan of this boss. Mostly because it's a little bit harder to kill. Just because it summons the guys with lingering projectiles, but just a different coat of paint. Anyways. Yeah, here we go. Barrage. And the other thing that I need. But I'm gonna do focus fire just to get more damage set up. And by that I mean more damage on a single target when I can. Ooh, that's a long train. Calibrate. And it's like, yeah, here you can see the cone it fires in, and if I let it calibrate for a little bit, it's much tighter. And if I let it max out, it's basically all in the same thing. Now, I will say this: Barrage there are some things that can really upgrade Barrage and really kill it. Like Single Strike. Just because of the way Barrage works, you need multiple projectiles because it fires them in a barrage. Similar to how the Disperse Fire is working, but constant. But firing one at a time. So like, yeah. I can, yeah, see? Now, watch this. See, that's how Barrage works. And if you get Single Strike, cause like, look, this is one tap. If you get Single Strike, all those will just become one. And yes, while it is probably stronger against, I don't know, less targets or something, it's just not nearly as interesting. Minus 15% projectiles? Yeah, I guess with the Barrage that would actually account for something. Huh. Anyways, good thing I can get more projectiles. But yeah, I've had this game for a while and it's just really fun. Especially just coming up with builds. I saw on like the wiki there's an actual build called Celestial Balls. Like it's just incredible. Anyways, oh, those rebounds were incredible. The reason why I'm taking these explosions is because like you see, like those orbs you see, like if if the railgun hits something and it doesn't immediately destroy it, instead of going through it, like when it will destroy it, it just explodes like that and does crazy damage against those multi-segmented enemies. Okay, here is what makes you take risk. Ramping self-hull damage when you fire a weapon consecutively. Let me just show you what this does. So like you can do that, or you can do this. And it's a little bit powerful. Yes, I know. This is my least favorite second boss, because this guy actually moves and is a problem. He is also really difficult to take out with Vortex. Mastery! First Fusillade! To make the thing to make one barrage fire more projectiles, leading to less self-damage. Efficiency, leading to more healing when I'm not firing, which is just how it's gonna be working, because now I have the fusillade thing, or yeah, the thing that makes you self-damage when firing. So not firing is the only way to heal. Yeah, I don't care about shields. My things explode. Gemini Protocol. Yeah. And like you can just see like how it's taking much less of my health. Oh. Bam. Bam. Mastery. Are there any wild mods that increase my projectiles? I don't know. I haven't really checked. But yeah. Now it's just all about how well I can do this. Or like how well I can survive, because like I have the power now. Like there's no doubt about it. I am strong enough. I think I am gonna take charge shot because I can just tap a bunch to get regular barrage. Plus, ooh, actually, wait, maybe I shouldn't get charge shot because the way siege weaponry works with charging is it makes charging faster, but the hull damage is applied at the same time. So you're not just taking like 50% more self-hull damage. You're taking two separate accounts of self damage. So like it's a little bit harder to deal with. Like there isn't anything that negates specifically vortex or specifically saturation fire. No, siege weaponry. Saturation fire is the super mod that siege weaponry uses. Yeah, see, saturation fire. Now, I forgot to explain this. Like, calibrate only works when you're not firing, and siege weaponry only works when you're firing. So you cannot get the two at the same time, except for this. However, it increases self-hull damage by a lot and decreases your thrust even more. Like you can see, minus 60% total thrust while firing, and then you get an additional minus 10. However, you get more damage the more you fire. Plus, with the way this thing works, like with the way the railgun works, dealing more damage with more velocity, it's just really powerful because it now gets more damage from the effect and more damage from the velocity. And as you can see, this boss has almost been one-phased, which this guy normally takes me like 3 separate like versions to deal with. So pretty powerful if you do say so myself, and I do say so. Wait, what was it? Okay. More hull. Now I didn't get to show off all the stuff that I normally take for dealing with the vortex's self-damage, but it's basically the same stuff because it's still self-damage. It's still dealt with the same things. So oh god, I forgot what that guy did because I normally just kill him instantly. Or just he's stuck in place because of the vortex. Alright. Juggernaut. Should I? No. I should take this, though. Now, it does... I'm pretty sure it does activate on self-damage. But I'm mostly taking it for this. The 20% self-damage resistance is actually insane. Especially the upgrade before it, where or one of them before it, where you can get more healing and regeneration from having these stacks, which you can get from damaging yourself. Now recently I have started to actually think about whether or not I should be taking Gemini Protocol. Oh, where is it? Because when I have self-damage weapons or the upgrade or like siege weaponry, my health basically becomes my ammo. And when I pick up Gemini Protocol, okay, hold on. When I pick up Gemini Protocol, every time I take a big hit that would have been absorbed by my shield, it also takes a big chunk of my ammo. However, it also increases my ammo when I fire. So it's like it negates itself, but only sometimes, and other times it exemplifies or I don't know. Oh, let me check if this is the right word. Yeah, exacerbates the problem. Or exacerbate. Yeah, exacerbate. Or whatever. Anyways, yeah. This guy's pretty fun. Look at all those numbers. Yeah, channeling. Armor stacks improve total regeneration and shield effect power by 1% per stack, plus 20% thing. Now, yes, Rebuke has 80% more duration. However, it also removes all stacks, meaning channeling becomes much worse, and as well as adaptive armor, which provides the damage resistance with like slight diminishing returns. Like look, you can see all those orbs circling around me when I'm not even taking damage from enemies. So yeah, it works on self damage. That was a dumb test because that was my health. Yeah. Oh, oh my god. Oh wow, this guy's surviving the singularity. Also, yeah, that is normally what that is the proper build that you're supposed to try and get when with the vortex. There it is, core shielding. Like you just try to get as big as possible because then it sucks in from the whole map, and it fires off those lightning strikes very fast because it fires more lightning strikes. It fires bigger lightning strikes. The bigger the vortex is. I think it's time to start taking some wild mods, like Evolutionary Niche. Yeah, it is stackable. Okay. Yep, the classic trope of the boss becoming a normal enemy. He got destroyed about as fast. Actually, no, I didn't have that boss this run. I had the bug. I had the Swarm Mother. But yeah, the Splitfire is really easy actually. All right, 80. This guy. All right, come on. Yep, there we go. The Void. I think I'll actually take this. Just to have like the bending railgun that fires like a machine gun or whatever. I still haven't found a good name for it, because like because both just gun descriptors have the word gun in the name, machine gun and railgun, and like machine rail cannon or machine railgun aren't quite as good in my opinion, but I mean they're still fine. So I guess machine rail cannon it is, or machine gun rail cannon. Either works, I guess. I really cannot come up with anything else. Like, I've had this game for like over a year or two, and I've been doing this build since like the very start, and I still cannot come up with a single idea that's any better than those. Splinter is actually really powerful, because if it runs into like a guy that it can't just barrel right through, it creates splinters, which can deal a lot of damage. Oh, that's the other Wave 80 boss. I got the easier of the two. Or is it Wave 60? I don't remember. I don't even remember what the Wave 60 boss was. Like, I remember. Yeah, I just love these guys. Like, normally they're annoying because of the way they work, but like, or like they should be annoying because of the way they work, but they're just not. They're just fun. Ooh, homing strike is actually fun if you have the right thing. Oh, I've actually never gotten homing strike with Rod, so I didn't know that it worked like that. So that's interesting. Learning new stuff every day. Wave 100. What in the world is that? Well, gone is what it is. Jeez! I did not realize this build was that powerful. And then there's the more homing. And actually, wait a minute. Oh yeah, that gave me more projectiles though, but decreased my velocity. This. Oh god, the homing ones are terrible. This one. Okay. What was the other one? Because there was another thing. Because this is targeting, the first one, and then I got the right side one, and then I got the finished one. I forgot what the left upgrade is. That guy at Final Wave 100 was supposed to be the final boss, but I have infinite mode turned on, which, fun fact, I've had this game since, like, early access. I don't remember exactly when, as I would say, but, in early access, there was no, you could not turn off endless mode. Like, that was just the default and the only. Anyways, regeneration. Like, do you see this turning radius? Wait a minute. Calibrate. It increases targeting, you say? So, like, if I just have enough health to just tank, like, a full, like, minute of saturation fire, then, like, it would just be like pulling full 180s. Oh, hey, this guy. I was at the perfect distance. I didn't even know that I could do that. Alright, bye. Hello again. I gotta stop firing for a second, jeez. Okay. Slight problem. Whoa! Oh my god, stop giving me bosses. Give me a minute to breathe. Or not. I mean, it appears bosses aren't an issue. Or former bosses, I suppose. I'm pretty sure this is one of the farthest runs I've ever had. What in the... I don't like that it's still moving on the upgrade screen, because that pauses the game. Let's go Incendiary. Oh god. Star Eater. Definitely seen you before. Oh well, now that I have Incendiary, I can get Candescence. Oh god, what? This is like the second time I've ever seen this guy, so I'm terrified. Oh, that's not that bad. It's a little bit bad when I have no health. I didn't know there was a horror game now. Alright, back to firing. What in the world? What are you doing? Oh, it's a singularity. And he just fires a bunch of those. Because why wouldn't he? Jeez. This is like an actually hard fight. Because he has more health than he should, honestly. I don't mean that from a bounce point. I mean, at this point, I've been firing him for so long. He has way more health than he should, but I've been too much of a chicken to fire because I've had no health. My eyes? My retinas? Okay. Thank you. Okay, wait a minute. Does this just not activate on self-damage? Alright, so it is clear that I need more health. Obviously. Why are they going through him? They're not supposed to be doing that. Alright, well. Plus 2 base damage for weapons that hit for every while. No. Candescence, okay. Ooh, boy. And like you can see here, there's these, but there's 8 self-hold damage every second, 12 self-hold damage every second. Like that makes my issue worse. Which is why I'm hesitant to take this because it unlocks the more annoying of the two. Ignites everything in a huge radius. This ignite damage is increased proportionally to your proximity to target 20% burn is 30% ignite damage. That's like basically a second incandescence plus extra. That's purification plus extra. Okay. No. Oh. Your damage applies corrosive stacks to targets, stunning them for 200 damage per second per stack. When a target affected by corrosive stacks is destroyed, it distributes its stacks to nearby targets. Additionally, I never take incandescence because I normally don't have burning weapons. But holy Jesus, it's powerful! And like, because I took incendiary rounds, that just means that incandescence works now. And like, this just means that, like, I don't know why I hadn't realized, taking incendiary rounds means incandescence can always work. Like, you don't need a weapon that deals burn damage or the burn shield. You can just always have it function by taking one upgrade. Well, technically 3, but... Oh, the damage numbers! Oh. I forgot about Defiance! So that just means that I can just... Cause like... Okay, here's some things I haven't explained yet. Plating is flat damage resistance. So, 0.5 plating is 0.5 damage taken off. Not very useful right now, but as you can see, this mod can be taken multiple times. 4% resistance to mobility, reducing effects from your weaponry. That means that stuff like where is it? Here, saturation fire. I have slightly faster move speed. Weapon recoil resistance. I don't have any, so that's useless. But self damage resistance. Oh yeah. Like, look at this. I have 24%. 24? Oh yeah, I guess I don't have Firefly for the extra 15. Alright, never mind. That's a normal amount. Uh-oh. Oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh my god, killing him pushed me out of the blast zone. You know, I've been thinking about that health ammo analogy, and like, of course, my shield is also ammo, but it's more reserve than anything. Like with Gemini, like I go through the same. I take the same damage. It's just split between my health and shield. So my usage is split between my ammo and my reserve. I know reserve isn't technically used like this, but just for the sake of my lack of vocabulary, like, so if like because like the shield, that can be taken down by other things, like other enemies and stuff, not just me attacking. So if my reserve goes, I'm basically using twice as much of my health as my ammo. So, and like, because my shield doesn't go down very much, I'm getting complacent firing for extended periods of time with my, shields not being destroyed. I didn't even realize this, and this could actually help. Like, I wasn't even talking about this. With shields down, whole regenerates at 100% effect. With shields up, whole regenerates at 50% effect. Oh. No, wait, never mind. I forgot the downsides to this art. They're not called downsides because, like, for some reason, I don't know why. Oh, you can't banish the void. Wait a minute. You know what, just give me the extra level and get this out of the pool. Guidance. More targeting. Yeah, and honestly, the velocity isn't as much of an issue. Like, look at this! Look at this look at this, like... look at the aimbot on this! Like, look at that curve! Oh, jeez. You know what? I'm really glad I took Reflect now because it is the highest health shield in the game. And it has caused a lot of things to not be issues. And I just realized now that it reflected a bunch of projectiles back at the enemy, and like other stuff would have just had me take the full damage and nothing else. But yeah, anyways. I think this is my highest score run. At 500,000. Ooh. Bravado. Enemies encounter are always... Oh, always! This must have changed. I swear this changed, because what I remember it being was it would give like improvements, and it would immediately spawn an elite or champion, but it could be taken multiple times. That might be something else, though. I don't know. But I swear they changed this. But basically, that just means that that my hold and thrust is better due to the base stats, and I have even better weapon rate of fire, spread, and velocity, and a better chance of shots being empowered. I forgot what empowered does, but I think it just means a buttload more damage. I should really say out of the lingering projectiles from those guys, because it is deleting my health and shield. Not really, but like it's still. Oh my god, dude, come on. Never mind. You know, I have not once had a run this good. Like this is a maxed out save file, so I've had a lot of runs. I think I have had a run get to about like 500-ish thousand. But I don't. He tried. He really did try. I commend him for his bravery, but he failed. How do I not have payload? How do I have hiccups? Oh, hey, payload. This is a really long run. They don't normally last this long. A lot of the time, I die to the Wave 40 boss if it's that guy with the eyes that I had this time, or it's that's a lot of projectiles, or it's just like my own stupidity holding the charge for too long on Vortex, because I run Vortex a lot. Hmm? Alright. Hold on, let me check my stats? Wait a minute. Wasn't I at like 150 a hull or something? Did something decrease that? Oh well. Means I just gotta do more. Okay, now this is annoying. Like, not difficult, but like, still, come on. Why is it gotta be the bug guys? They suck. At least the bullets bounce around in their mandibles for some reason. For some reason I thought I didn't get Fusillade. Anyways. I have not done this at all! Shield effect rate is 7% shield effect power. Eh. I'm gonna go for Blink for something special. Oh, 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 whoa, whoa. That was the closest I've come to death. Yeesh. Okay. Alright, now, there's something that I should know. The way Gemini Protocol works is they both take damage equally until there's not enough of each to share that damage. So, I think the way that works is like, if I have like more hull than shield, and I take enough damage that my shield and health would have gone below what my shield would have been, all that damage of both my shield would have been turned into damage to my hull. So I don't know. Well, what I'm trying to say is it doesn't matter if. Alright, this is a little bit loud. Give me a second. Yeah, it doesn't matter if I have less hull than shield. If I run out of health, it's not just gonna start taking shield damage for siege weaponry. It's going to fully just take my health, and that's even if it wasn't like that from Gemini Protocol, it's still. Oh, that rock did a fifth of my health. No, I died to a rock. Oh, so apparently my other. Well, would you look at that? That's not that. Huh. Something tells me that build's rather powerful. The assault, reflect railgun barrage of saturation fire. Because, like, as you can see. Wow. Like, not even a full double, and a bunch of things are actually doubled. Like total damage is over doubled. Average damage is a little under doubled. What does distance reached mean? I don't know. Anyways, only 6 more levels from double the score? Jeez. And 44 more waves gave me 6 more levels. Huh. Alright. Still no chat. Okay. I could. I could go for Salvo. That's definitely fun. And then I can go for. Oh wait, let me see. Do they take modifier to rate of fire, modifier to projectile? No, velocity does not matter. So I can take maximum targeting and, like, if need be, these like the rockets on their own already have really good targeting, but they just have a little bit slow turning. Like here, no, this is gonna be a much different style than it just was, because stuff like saturation fire doesn't do anything, because the way it works is you have to stop firing to actually, you know, build up like physical ammo, not metaphorical ammo like with my health, but like you have to stockpile rockets to do this. And like higher rate of fire means you stockpile them faster, and higher projectile count means you stockpile more at a time. Why'd there gotta be a singularity so early in the game? That's just gonna gut my XP. I think Bastion? Wait a minute. Okay, no, I actually haven't really used Bastion like ever. Deploy an arc strike to regenerative physical barrier. Bastion has innate regeneration that scales with your shield effect power. Oh. While Bastion protects you, it converts block damage to stored energy, granting whole damage resistance. When you take whole damage, the energy is discharged in a wave, dealing proportional blast damage. Modifiers to both shields and constructs affects Bastion, except for construct count. Jeez, come on. Alright, fine. Oh, it just explodes the moment it crashes. Yeah, that run needs to be restarted anyways. I'm still gonna be going for it, so yeah. Salvo. Now, the one thing that I didn't get to do was get Blink, so I could get Warp Strike, which basically makes it so that my projectiles give me a second to deal with the train. Yeah, I do want to try out Bastion. So basically my projectiles do this once, but I take damage when I do that. Wait a minute, I don't know if it's actually self-damage or not when I warp. So like I don't know if I could negate it. Alright. Immediately get started on the targeting. Let's stuff open. So basically the Bastion is more of a meat shield than a regular shield for the game, because it regenerates and only protects you from, you know, in front of you. So it definitely has its issues. Yeah, I don't think I like Bastion anymore. Not even anymore. I don't think I liked it in the first place. But that's not that this isn't a much better option. Yeah, you can see how I had 4 projectiles at a time, got volley, and now I get 6 at a time. And taking taking barrage makes it go up like to 15 at a time, which is fun. So I'm definitely gonna be going for that. But homing strike is also useful because, unlike barrage, each stockpiled missile gets its own homing thing on the back, meaning it can get very powerful very quickly. Alright, I can also get blink. Started, actually. I can start learning how to blink again. Convergence for more projectiles. Why is it up to 16? What? Genuinely, why is it up to 16? Wait a minute, are all my missiles like that one? Okay, hold on. Okay. At least I have a ton of projectiles. Yeah, please die. Reflect. Yeah, it's just a better shield. Alright, let's try that again. Maybe this time I can learn why it went up to 12 or 15 or whatever. Like, I genuinely don't know. I've never seen that. Because there's normally 4, and then the volley was brought up to 6. Convergence should have brought it up to 8. So why was it up to 16? I am gonna try out the salvo. I'm gonna figure out what happened. I definitely need more turning rate because of this thing. Because like, when you fire, you are able to look around to target like the rest of the thing. So that is very useful. But like, this is your turning rate speed. Reflect, because that was that was not a good idea. And like it seems much faster on the charge. Like Bastion seemed to have like a full minute and a half long charge. Meanwhile, this is only taking like a couple seconds. I know it was not a full minute or whatever. It was a much longer charge is what I'm saying. And then assault. Okay. Volley. Let's check. Yep, that's up to 6. Ow. That should not be happening that often. Like, I know I have the thing that makes it happen more often, but it should not be happening that often. Alright, still at 6. But just goes a bit faster. Ah, so close. Okay, targeting. Still at 6. Just going a bit faster. Okay. Guidance. Still at 6. I know I'm repeating the same thing over and over, but like I am perplexed at this information. I have no idea why it did that. I've used this thing so many times, and I've never seen it do that. Ow. There we go. Alright. Is this what did it? No. So yeah, it's not just because it had a bunch of extra back missiles. Convergence? No, it's only brought up to 8. Okay, what did I have last run? I wish burst fire worked with salvo. Like that would be cool. Where you got 3 bursts of stockpile and then had to wait the cooldown of them. However, the non-linear cooldown is would definitely be an issue. So I see why that's not a thing. I don't like these options. I don't like these options. There we go. Yeah, no, it's still at 8. Okay, hold on. Okay, barrage, and you can see it goes up by 11 now. Why are all of the missiles small? Like only the back ones should be small. Fusillade brings you up to 17. A ton of projectiles. And I get that a little bit faster than every 2 seconds. With diminishing speed. Jeez, my health is gone. And so is that thing's. Ooh. And of course it's this guy, the Dreadnought. I always forget his name. Boy, that did nothing. And they're not targeting the actual weak points, they're targeting straight for the mouth. Oh, I like that I can do that. Why do they go for center mass? Like I'm pretty sure each of those parts are like individual, so I don't see why it's going for center when it should be going for the weak points. But oh well. So guy's definitely surviving a little bit longer than he did with the mega rail cannon, but all right. Come on, just die. You're not that tanky. I guess the weak spots are only, well, most of the time are really used just to, like, make them weaker instead of get like a chunk of damage in. There are some that like you get a chunk of damage in for doing damage to the weak spots, but eh. Wow. Oh, I just realized I have. Nope, it's the exact same. Oh my god, the shield color is a few pixels offset from the health color. No. Oh no. Luckily that's like never going to be noticed because most of the time, like the entire like 600,000 point run or 800,000 whatever. I had much more shield than I did health, so it's never gonna be noticed. But like, come on. Alright, Firing Ray is good. I don't know if it actually affects something like salvo just because of the way it works, but yeah. Okay, again, generally, why did it go up to 18 or whatever? Or did it just like go up by 6 3 times really quickly? No, it couldn't have because I had 2 things that no, wait, no, it goes up. Okay, no, I'm just being an idiot, and it went up by no way. No, okay. No, it couldn't have. Okay, at the end of the stream, I'm gonna check it over. Why? Like, look at all those splinters that are just going around. Ow! I'm gonna be thinking about, I'm gonna be thinking about that self-pull counter in my nightmares. Like, I don't know. I was gonna give it up for now. I'll check it when stream is done. Alright. Now I need to calibrate because it just works perfectly with this. This boss is also pretty manageable with Salvo because is this gonna break anytime soon? Also, I have 108 shield. So why is it going away after? No, wait, that's 50 damage. Okay. Lovely. Alright. Yeah, Salvo's just not that good. No, I want to try out some things. Okay. Shut up, Streambo. I think I'm just gonna go with Vortex. Like, I know I can get this run going. Like, I've gotten to level 100 with it. Hold on, let me abort it one more time. Like, as you can see, yeah, see, I got to wave 140 with this thing, and why did I pick this up? That was the single dumbest move I ever could have made. Because, like, taking 12 self-hold damage a second means if I'm not constantly healing, I have about 10, maybe less seconds until I die. Like, taking that burn thing is just a really dumb move. And as you could see, it was my last move. So it really proves my point, because like that was a wave 140 run and it got destroyed. Maybe it wasn't solely because I took that super mod, but it definitely contributed. Vortex with targeting could be funny. Yeah. Those guys are annoying because they dodge out of the way. But they're not the worst. Yay! Forgot I had health for a second. See what I mean by getting complacent because of Gemini Protocol? Like, I haven't even picked it up in a while. And my immediate, like, way of... Alright. Rapid reconstruction is the worst. And then there's another thing that I get from here, Omni Shield, which sucks. Minus 85% total maximum hull when my main weapon takes my hull is really annoying. And not just annoying, it is instant loss. I physically cannot take this at this moment because it will kill me immediately. Not like just like immediately when I get out of the upgrade screen, but I mean like it increases the charge cost, meaning I'm going to be taking a lot more self-hull damage. And also, siege weaponry, that makes, like I said earlier, it makes charging faster at the cost of a completely, or maybe it is added together, but like, it increases hull damage as well. Actually, wait a minute. If it is completely separate, that'd be a lot better, because then they're both negated. For, like if this is 10% of my hull, and this is another 10% of my hull per second, then, and I can negate 6% per second, then instead of it being added together and then negated for 14%, they would be negated and then added together for 8%. Of course, those are not the actual numbers, and that's not how negating works, but that is how it would function, where if it were to negate before adding, or rather just if there were two separate things. Whew. Alright, I gotta heal. I also gotta get Candescence. Definitely a top priority. Adaptive armor. Yeesh. It's too early for Gemini. Because it would just be taking way too much of my shield, and I don't have enough to sustain both taking damage at the same time. Because like as you can see, I'm clearly not managing my health well enough. Oh yeah, it definitely has targeting. That's fun. Hold on. Never mind. This, like, the way charging works with Calibrate is Calibrate does not reset while you're charging, because that would be really unfair. So like, and like it, I have no spread because I'm getting single shot. Total targeting is just funny, and velocity I don't want, so it can stay on enemies and stay on the screen longer. So that's just really bad, and this whole tree is really bad, actually, because I don't want velocity. Hmm. I definitely will not have. Actually, hold on, let me check. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Okay, yeah, I'm definitely gonna have. I'm definitely going to have 2.5 seconds. Yeah, yeah. See, if I had too much velocity, it wouldn't have picked that thing up. Why? Why does the XP have such speed? Why is it doing that? Okay. Alright. Aegis, definitely. Now this guy's difficult just because it's kind of difficult to get to his weak spots. How was I reaching the train from this distance? Evolutionary niche is definitely helpful. Okay, yeah, and it is recursive, okay. For some reason one time it just didn't say it was recursive, so I don't know. Alright, there we go. He's done. I don't want to take that yet because I still need... Oh, core shielding is good, definitely. Okay, single shot is payload and juggernaut, right? So I need more... I need the upgrade that gives me more hole. Yeah, no, anything past regeneration is just not very helpful for me. Because, like, targets take more global damage the more damage you are, up to 50%. This bonus averages damage proportions of both your hull and your shields. I mean, yeah, that can be helpful, but, like, Candescence Tree gives me so much damage due to Vortex being burn damage that it's completely unnecessary. An evolutionary niche is definitely helpful, because that means more self-damage resistance. I should have waited 2 milliseconds more, because then I would have had my shield finished and that wouldn't have happened. I'm definitely glad I came back to streaming because I get to share my joyous playing with the world. Alright, well. I can't believe I used to take I can't believe I used to take the Halo shield just because it was aesthetically pleasing. Like, aesthetics are not what I should be focusing on when trying to make a black hole. Like, I was going with it because it got me the closest to like the in-game singularity, which is what the actual build is. Like, if I go to this, if I go to the actual build, the sun, it uses Bastion and Research, which confuses me. But Spirit Bomb, they do not use Halo. They use Standard Shield because Halo. Wait a minute, what? 100 Halo 100. I didn't know that. I didn't know that it did self-damage while targets were running. That is... But yeah, I don't see why they don't take Reflect. Because, like, if their goal is... Because, like, they have... Oh, that's why. They don't care about Shield. Huh. Also, they have Singular Strike, but nothing that increases projectile count? Like, not even the Wild Mons do that here. So I'm confused. Wait, wait, what? I'm very confused about that build because it has so many things that are done, in my opinion, wrong. Like, look. Like, it takes this full tree, which, yeah, absorption is nice, just doesn't do anything for self-damage. My microphone's too high. But, like, they have the ability to get more projectiles right here, which would buff it a lot, and it's just, no, nuh-uh, I don't get it. And then there's, there's the, what does the Traxia do? I forgot. 5% glow damage, 1% total maximum hull, maximum shield, and thrust per unspent upgrade point while you have 5 or more, 3% while you have 10 or more for 15%. Sorry, you could tell. Jeez, that takes some investment, but I think Hyper Boost is really powerful. Here, let's self check. Hyper Boost. Permanent, that is strong. But, like, 20 upgrade points is insane. Like, that is half my levels from like my best run yet. So excuse me if it seems a little out of the question. Alright, it's really annoying that these have very similar icons and colors, because that just makes it even more difficult to distinguish which one is which at an immediate glance. Because, like, you see this, you see Rapid Fire, without even looking at the name, you can see, oh yeah, that increases my rate of fire. You see this, oh yeah, that increases how big my explosives are. This gives me a guy, this guy gives me something, this gives me mines or whatever. This gives you shield, that gives you shield, and like, of course, you can use the clues of like timer, shield cooldown, and you get this. But like, this also increases shield power, and effects and attacks, and all those shenanigans. It's just, yeah. I will take some blast radius though, just to get my vortex bigger. I love how you can launch it by moving yourself a little bit forward before firing. That's definitely some cool stuff you can do. I wouldn't exactly consider it tech, because like, it can get there on its own, and by making it go faster, there's a chance that the enemy could just get out and die. Efficiency. I know this unlocks Gemini a little bit early, but like, trust me, the efficiency is needed. Because like efficiency with just the way I play of a bunch of self-damage is just like a good combo, because the self-damage stuff only happens when you're not firing, and efficiency only works, or self-damage only happens when you are firing, and efficiency only happens when you're not firing, meaning it works at different times, meaning it's not gonna boost how long you can take self-damage, but it's gonna boost how long you can, or it's gonna boost how little time it takes to get back into it. Clearly, I misjudged that. Alright, one more try, and then I'm gonna try out the swords. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do the swords now. Just because I can. Would you look at that? The swords. These are interesting. Like, as you can see, like, they're physical objects. Like, and the funny thing is, they're technically considered constructs because they're physical objects. So, as you're gonna see in a minute, you're able to boost the number of constructs you can get. Now, to avoid having a billion swords, they're advanced constructs. However, as you're about to see, that doesn't change, you can get more. And here it is, Engineer. And then wait for it. There we go. And then I just need to stack enough evolutionary niche and get bravado and just like get enough stuff to upgrade my gear power that I can get 3 swords, because I've never done that before. But it sounds like a really cool idea. Because this is 1 limit to advanced constructs, not 2, meaning each pair is considered 1. Now, there are a bunch of upgrades that just will not work for this, such as, you know, like Splinter. That's something that doesn't really work. Volley doesn't really work. Burst fire is a really good because it gives you a bunch of strikes. Magnitude. I don't know if you can actually have your advanced constructs get bigger. I don't know if you can get any constructs get bigger. But, eh. Now, the funny thing is, because the way this works, it's actually one of the best things to work with, hold on, wait. Well, I mean, I'm kind of always near one. But, hold on, let me try this. Alright, I guess I'll take payload. Yeah, as you saw, I'm gonna go for charge because it increases damage by a lot, as well as calibrate. Because, okay, damage decrease as your speed does. I don't know. It doesn't say velocity, so it doesn't mean that faster swords are stronger swords. It says speed specifically. So like maybe if I get better thrusters, I'll get stronger. Okay, let's try this. 374. And if I just do this, 298. Okay, so yeah, it is just move speed. Meaning if I do this, super swords, whatever. Spread targeting velocity. Never mind, calibrate is useless. Huh. I can still get incendiary strike, and then incandescence for just buttload of damage. Oh, that's projectiles. So like, if I do this, that stuff gets more damage on distance traveled. Ooh, I should have moved out of the way. Yeah. Also, enemies with like a bunch of projectiles are just like literal cannon fodder. Like they are fodder for my cannons. Alright, I guess I can get Splinter. I mean, it busts my projectiles, so... Okay, hold on, I keep forgetting the controls for this stuff. T. Oh, they actually flip sides. Alright, come on, give me... I guess I'll take Incendiary Strike. Not much is gonna survive the triple blast, but... I mean, it'll still help with bosses. Also, I think I can just, like... No. I thought I could just, like, run through enemies with the swords, but apparently not. Oh, come on. Really? Uh-oh. I guess I'll take the 5 levels. No! You're too expensive! Oh, I already got charge shot. What am I looking for it for? Mastery. Efficiency. Alright, a little bit dangerous. Alright. You know what? I actually don't mind this. You know why? Because this. Yep. I honestly would have preferred the other Wave 40 boss, but this isn't bad. Oh, that's actually really powerful. Incandescence. Wow. That is one long train. I don't think I can take Gemini Protocol actually. Yeah, you see why I take the charge. Projectile size blast radius. Where are the drones? I guess there's ally, but like. They're supposed to be just like a regular drone. Bam. 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 Bruh. Boost regeneration. I ran out of things to talk about. No. Yeah, I guess I could take siege weaponry because like look at this abysmal attack rate. Like it's still being buffed by it, so it's not. Jesus, and I completely missed. Wow. Alright, kill that. He completely missed. Alright, they're just causing problems! These guys need to be attacking the heads, not center mass again. More. Like, there's just so many swords. And it's not even like... I don't know. Yeah, it was probably a bad idea to take siege weaponry due to the fact that it affects charging as well, but eh. Scion. Never mind! Whoa! I had no idea I was that powerful. I guess Death Blossom. I want to know what Death Blossom with the swords it looks like. Oh, that's beautiful, actually. Alright, what time is it? It's only 1:45. Here, let me check out this stuff. Let me just figure out why does everyone take research? Like, yes, you can banish stuff with rerolls, but like that. I mean, I guess having to like search for the correct body, like back and forth, like you get research, and then you get one that fits better, and then you get research to banish more, and then get the right one again. Like that's gonna take a lot, but at the same time, it's a lot stronger than using a research, because all it does is banish, and gives 1% maximum hull and shields for each reroll spent by banishing. Increases of orb and power tracks and packs have a chance to drop from. Never mind, it's a little bit more powerful than I thought, but still, just not really good, in my opinion. This is an engineer with a lot of drones. Wait a minute, what? You can make this even stronger if you got like regular drones. Yeah, here, see? Regular drones. Like, you could make this even stronger if you got those. I don't know. Like, these builds seem incomplete. I don't know why they're like this. Construct. Wait. So, this, which relies entirely on your constructs, is a weapon strategy and not a construct strategy? That doesn't make sense. I'm gonna go for that. Okay, it does pause. What? Why are you going for shielded constructs? With this, you don't even have any constructs. What? Okay. You know what? Let me go with the ultimate health build. Like, just like I'll get that the thing that makes it so that you have a bunch of health but literally no shield, and we'll just see how that goes. Like I'll finally pick up conversion. What a sight! I don't know why I said what like that. You know, if I'm gonna go with having like literally no shield, might as well go with Siphon. Like, it seems actually pretty fun. Like, I'm sort of mixing the builds here because, like, of course. Oh no, he still died. Like, I'm sort of mixing the Sun with Spirit Bomb, because Spirit Bomb is the one where you go absolute health, and the Sun is the one where you know, get a bunch of stuff to make it get a lot bigger. Like, you see with Spirit Bomb, you don't get like the area, or you do get the charge, but you don't get the blast size, you don't get any projectiles with single shot. Same thing here, like, it's a singular strike, no extra projectiles. What a tragedy. Alright, immediately let's go for this. And I am definitely stocking Evolutionary Niche and Bravados as much as I can. I know I can't stack Bravados, but if I maybe not. Like I do want Bravado, but like there is a time for it. I don't know. Blast radius. What's that sound effect? High explosive. Just get it really big off the start. Alright, should have gotten more health first. I don't know how I get out of that without taking damage sometimes. Alright, I think going for size immediately was a bad idea because it increases self-damage a lot. You can't stop me, game. I'm going for Vortex. I'm pretty sure the way rerolling for like weapons works is like it will roll through all of them before giving you what you originally had. So like if you had Vortex in the original 7, which at first I think is like 3, and then it goes to 5 and then 7, but like if you get Vortex in the original 7 and then reroll, you cannot get Vortex in the next 7. And if you reroll again, then I think you can get Vortex, because then you've passed through all possible weapons. But at that point, it's only a chance for Vortex, and much lower because you have to go through all weapons. Wait a minute, no, the chance stays the same because that's what it was the first time. Like, what am I talking about? This is why I'm failing math. Alright, anyways, I still want to go for the super health, so... Oh, they have different cooldowns. This was a 15-second cooldown. This was a 7.5-second cooldown. This was 7, this is 6.5. 6, 7.5. I think I'll take Hail just because it has a faster cooldown, honestly. Like, that is literally the only reason. Like, I've understood that aesthetic is not my priority. Though it is a very nice orange. I almost said green. Plus, it works nicely with Firefly. Because fire. I just realized that, like my whole loadout now benefits from Candescence. Immediate Defiance, that is very good. Because while the 15% from Firefly is incredible, getting more immediately is definitely the way to go. That gets very loud, I just realized. Defiance is better here because it gives more self-damage resistance. Meaning I am now up to like 23, I think. Yeah. What's this? Ooh. That's actually pretty good. Like, yes, 3% more damage from enemies. Boo-hoo. I can just take damage resistance, cause like look at this. This. Never mind. No, it gives plating, which gives flat damage resistance, which is there. Like it's not gonna help a whole lot once I get into later waves, but like it's definitely helping more. Alright, Candescence. Launch! Like a bowling ball. Look at all of that damage. Juggernaut, definitely. Come on! Why? No! Honestly, it was worth it just because I got that stuff. No. Alright, well now I have half of Singular Strike. And I just get the other half. I wonder if Firing Array just makes your one projectile stronger if you have Singular Strike. Because like that seems like how it would work, and if so, that's really powerful. Already up to 39% self-damage resistance. That is very helpful. Okay, honestly, no, actually. I think I'm gonna do just fine without that. Because I can get a lot more self-damage resistance. And then I can get Gemini Protocol, which is just really good, but it requires my shield, so taking Adaptive Armor or whatever it's called just doesn't seem like a good idea anymore. Where is Payload? Because that's Magnitude. Yeah, I need Payload. There it is. Wait a minute. Payload. I saw a second thing. Oh, antimatter rounds. I don't think I'm ever gonna take antimatter rounds because it makes me take heavy self damage upon firing my weapon, and that just doesn't. Yeah, I hate this guy. It's impossible to deal with him with the thing. This thing, it sucks against that guy. And that guy only. Like the other Wave 40 boss, just fine. Destroyed easily. But that one, he's too mobile and his weak spots are too protected for him to do anything. But I'm still gonna keep trying this because it's a fun weapon and I really like using it. And I'm going with Halo. There it is. Okay, I only see the self-damage in action from Halo. It doesn't really seem to be that much, actually. Shield cooldown is definitely helpful. Oh wait, let me check. Halo. No, it doesn't say. modifier is good. Alright. You know, I just realized I just remembered I have Deltarune. I'm gonna play that next stream. We'll see if I can deal with Birdly. But I am definitely restarting because I want to play very differently. Like I pacifist too hard. Hold on, wait a minute. Does Halo and Vortex have stacking burn damage? I love just destroying that guy with Vortex. Like, it is so fun. Regen. You know, if I get the wild one that banishes all things that are currently offered to you, and I get both rapid reconstruction and regenerative shields, I just might take it regardless of what else is there, because like these things popping up is very annoying, and I'm never going to take them. However, I think there's enough wild mods to offset the pool, so I don't think it's that bad. It's definitely worse when you don't have wild mods. Yeah. Okay. Also, why is Essence Sap part of the build? You physically cannot regenerate, and it's very difficult to get back to full HP. I don't know. I'm just not gonna take it. Ugh. Also, there have been a few things that I've been not negating, ignoring, such as conversion. The 30% of the lesser of health or shield is converted into the greater, and it gives me 5 base. Now, I've been ignoring it because normally I take Gemini Protocol, and I like them to be even. But Vortex takes health, not shield. So, like even if I take Gemini Protocol, it's still better to have more health. Now, a lot more health, I'm not that sure of, but having more health than shield, even with Gemini Protocol, is a good call. So 120, 105 goes to. Ooh, that is a big chunk. Yeah. Bro. Uh, Come on. It's just getting annoying at this point. And there goes all my everything. Never mind. I get a quick break while the singularity kills everything else. Please, please, for the love of God, why? Why is it always Dreadnought with this thing? Like, yeah, half his health is gone, but 90% of mine is as well. Yeah, man. Alright. You know, I just realized this thing is the Firefly model with some clear changes. But it's almost like a corrupted Firefly model. Maybe that's why I always get it when dealing with the Vortex. I always end up taking Firefly. Oh no, that was a bad idea. Now I need a lot more health so I can get this thing back up. Ugh. Is there anything else that I can take that increases my hull? Cause like, it doesn't seem like I can. Like, there's a lot more things that upgrade. Well, I can get Juggernaut if it will give it to me. I could also take drastic measures and reduce shield by a lot. Alright, if I physically cannot get Juggernaut, then I will have to take flash shielding. Juggernaut! Yeah! I have so much health now. Almost 200. Wait, that's actually really strong. Yeesh! This is a problem. Alright, the main issue is actually gone now. Those lingering damage zones are really annoying. Especially for me just being so observant. I could have taken really drastic measures to get rid of that shield. I don't know if this actually deals blast damage. You know, it deals burn damage. So yeah, that's a bad thing to take. Alright. Let's see. Honestly, yeah. Skirmish is pretty useless in my opinion. Alright, well now I just need to get the thingamabobber, the thingamajiggy. Singular strike is what I'm looking for. Wow, those guys really set out chain reactions, huh? Channeling. Yeah. Yeah. Alright. It's a bit much, don't you think? Okay. I'm very glad I took volatile shielding because that has been very useful. What I'm not glad for is the lack of singular strike. I guess I can get heavy caliber. Cause that is what's used in the build that makes it huge. Like they use a bunch of heavy caliber to get a bunch of size, but they probably have so much recoil that it just sends them like through the ends of multiple times just because they fired once. Defiant. I don't think I'm gonna do great against this guy. I do have midi charge, which doesn't really matter if I have no health. This guy's so annoying. Alright, I'm getting through him. I don't know why it makes a signal every time you fire. Oh. Single strike. I deserve it after that. Core shielding! Yo, everything's coming together. Like just look at that health. Like it actually goes down a lot slower. Cause I have 47% self damage resistance. Yeah, it's just now hitting me. Core shielding has 20% self damage resistance, and like these aren't just like these things aren't just what's the word? Multiplicative. They're additive, as you can see. Like I have this 20%, 15%, so 35, 39, 43 or something. 20, 20, 35, 39, 43, and then something's giving me 1. I think it's just a base 1% or something. Okay. Come on. Yep. There we go. Last stand. No, really, honestly, no. Like, yeah, it's a revive, but like, it's a revive with great problems. It's especially when using Vortex. Minus 60% health and shield is a bit of a problem when your main weapon uses your health to deal damage. Charge shot. Yeah. I think that is as big as the singularity now. Now I just leave and regain my health. Come on, give me the projectiles. I didn't get rid of them for a reason. Ooh, I don't have math yet. 58% resistance. Hold on, I want to know if the build actually takes masochism. No. And no, okay. I don't know why. I mean, if you're good at the game, you're not gonna get hit. So that 3% extra damage, it doesn't really matter. Also, I immediately realize that's not exactly how this works. There's a bunch of really stupid stuff that's really hard to not get hit by. So I can fire that off and then speed around and just have more damage. Yeah, yeah. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. I'm probably just gonna take masochism again, because it's just like... Okay, if I no, it's not recursive. So I cannot take that. That will ruin everything. It would turn my black hole, instead of bringing everything in, it pushes everything away, and the only damage I would get would be from the lightning, which has randomness. So that's not good. Definitely taking more masochism, because 68% resistance is crazy. Ow. And look at that! Dead. Dude, where did all the projectile stuff go? There we go, jeez. You know, I just realized something. Ooh, I'm almost at the boss. That's something I just realized. But no, the thing I just realized is that if I went with Architect, it would be a slightly different playstyle, because like it would make it so that the stuff like Medicharge could drop from enemies, and that causes an issue, because I don't know how regeneration works while taking self-hold damage that's constant, like with Vortex and siege weaponry. I cause like with Firefly, I'm able to hold it for longer to create a much stronger blast. But with Medicharge, if it works like it doesn't, if regeneration doesn't work while I'm charging, then in my opinion, Firefly would be better because it lets you get off more damage. However, if you want to play a more defensive playstyle, then you can definitely go for Architect or whatever the name is, because that makes it so that you can get Medicharge, which lets you get back into it faster, even if you can't do it for as long. Yeesh. Get me out of here! Bruh. Come on. No, the stuff. Okay. Look at those lightning bolts. Wow. Yeah. Alright, this guy kind of got deleted instantly with my other thing, but I don't think that's gonna be quite as easy this time around. I mean, he's still getting destroyed. Yay! Ah! Ah! Oh. You know, I just realized, again, I didn't get Gemini Protocol this time around, and it went a lot better. I'm not gonna risk it. I do not want to risk the chance of this getting ruined by Burst Strike completely destroying the lifespan of the projectiles. I'll do some more testing with how Burst Strike and Barrage work for this, because I really hope Barrage works like how it worked with Salvo, where it just buffs the rate at which it works, and instead of like making it fire like a normal weapon, because they don't fire like a normal weapon. So like I don't see why they would be affected by a normal weapon, or like a normal weapon. Or, I think I'm going crazy. More. Yeah, so it gives a little bit less projectile or blast radius, but like, oh my god, I forgot how deadly those can be. No, oh god, man, I was just standing in there while just taking damage. If I just moved out of the way, that would have been an issue. Alright, I think it's time for me to go. That was a fun return stream. Anyways, bye-bye.